Well, we're back again for a quick little update. I just wanted to show you how I've come along with the passenger door and what I did. I thank everybody for your suggestions on the hinges, on tightening them up. Let me just show you quickly the new hinges. And I don't have a pins because I use the pins. One of the problems was I purchased these pins separate. These are a bit longer because of for the mirror on the front. There's a mirror that goes up in here. I can show you the other side. It sets right on top of that post, just like that. Let me get a little light on here. And anyway, this pin is to go through here. It's longer. I found, I was playing around with these pins, that this particular pin is a smaller diameter than the short pins. That gives me more slop. These are the new hinges. This is a new pin. Look at the slop we have in this. And I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is an excessive amount of slop. And what I did was set a straight edge across the hinge like this, similar to this. And let me see if I can do it this way. Put the pin in, and then I kind of fixed the pin so that it wouldn't move. It's hard to do this with one hand. But anyway, there is about that much play. You can see that. In that pin, or that hinge, with this pin being solid in place. That much. I measured that distance. It was a 1/16 of an inch. Now this hinge, from the center of this pin to the edge of it, is 3 inches. Now, a 1/16 of an inch every 3 inches, or roughly, and you look at the width of these doors, they're 30 inches. 3 goes into 30 10 times. 10 times a 1/16 is 10/16, which is 5/8 of an inch. You get 5/8 of an inch of a drop. Now, granted, there are 2 in a row here, and you may not get that, but I looked on the other door, and I dropped 5/8 of an inch. That was the problem. So, what I did, I had nothing to lose because I got these new hinges, and they just weren't any better than the old ones. The old ones are already kind of pre-bent, and they kind of bend a little bit like this. I took one of these pins, took this hinge off, and what I did, I'll show you here with one of these, is I took, just like this, I didn't use this pin because I used the other ones, and I got my oxyacetylene torch, and I got this puppy red hot, this end, okay? And I cut a little relief in it here. Now I'm talking the old hinge. A little relief in there, and then I took and put it in a vise and squeezed it. And when I pulled it out, that pin would not pull out of that hinge. That is what I wanted. It was very, very tight. So it's just a matter now of getting it cleaned up enough on the inside to, the pin does not do this. I cannot do this, okay? I have to tap it in with a hammer. That is what I wanted. In case in point, I'll show you. This is the passenger door. Now, I did not alter the pillar at all, like I did the other side. I took and got my hinges set. I put the door in, I put the hinges on, I got the door all set in place, and I marked the hinges, and I tacked them. Tacked them in place right on the ends up against that angle iron pillar. And then I put the door back on, and to make sure everything was okay, and it was good. So then I pulled the pillar out, okay? And then I took and drilled my 4 holes. Top and bottom. You see I only got a couple nuts or bolts in that one. And then what I did is I took the old hinges, heated them up, made them fit this pin, welded nuts on the back side of this hinge so that I don't have to reach behind it with a nut to put them in and out. I enlarged the holes just a bit, 5/16 inch bolts, and I've got it, I can't tell you, it's just about it's not even about a 32nd larger hole. Anyway, it gives me a little playroom with the hinge. Did both hinges and got those pins to work pretty good. Threw some oil in there to make them slide good. Stuck them on. I had to do a little altering on this hinge because it was bent in like this. And so I took and straightened it and had to play with these too because these stuck out, the bolts stuck out too far down here. So I had to really play with what I had to get the door so it was shut because it was hitting right on these screws. Anyway, check this out. Now, I didn't do anything else. I reinforced that pillar a little bit behind, like I mentioned in my other video. I put some angle iron on there to get it, but this is what I got. Now, it's not perfect, but I think it's going to work for me. Watch my dovetail. If you can see where it's going here, I don't think you can see this. Watch that dovetail. You see the slot it's going into? There it is. That is doggone near perfect. It's got to go up, maybe a 1/8 of an inch. But watch this. That was it. That's the close. There it is, double. Look where what I did do is on the bottom side of this dovetail, I welded some metal into it because it was worn pretty badly. And I did the same on the other door. That's what pulls your belt line in. That's what pulls your door in line with your belt line. But I wanted it just so I can do this. I don't want to have to really slam it hard. I might play with it just a bit more, but it hardly drops at all. You can see, it's, this is how far it doesn't line up. That's not bad. Not bad at all. My gap is pretty good down here. I don't know what the door is wrong with the door. I think it's just because the bottom's rotted out of the door. But anyway, the line here is real good. All the way up around, and it comes over here and it's pretty good. Comes down here and it gets big. It's not super bad, but remember, this is dented in. I pounded that out just roughly. There is some more damage up here that's been welded. It's going to need to be ground and then kind of worked with the dolly and hammer. But that door is fantastic. It's better than the passenger side. Now look at when I was talking about no play. You see that the door moves just a bit. You know where that plays at? That's in this hinge here. That's not on the hinges that are fastened to the truck. But I got rid of a ton of play. So, problem solved. Heat them up, squeeze them together, and you're good to go. So that's all we got. I will play with the driver's side a little bit more, and then we're going to move on to doing some door work and do some body work on the bottom of the cab here and this and that, and maybe fill in a few holes in the front. I still got to do the other side over there, still kind of all chewed up, so that's got to be done. But I am tickled that I did not have to horse around with this pillar. I should have, you know, like they say, do the passenger door first, you know, and then would you learn from your mistakes, you go over to the driver's door, because that's the side that you use all the time. But anyway, they both work, so we will just kind of fine-tune everything. And yep, I got the latch all rebuilt, so this thing works. This is how you open it from the inside. There's a little knob you screw in there, and you just move it back and forth. But anyway, I'm rambling again. I get talking about this truck and I can't shut up. So thanks again for watching all, and we'll be on to other things, I promise, the next time.